to get through the pass, and you manage to bait the rock to come down and attack you. Lead it on a merry chase, and it thankfully didn't kill anybody this time. You managed to defeat it. Well, one of you got hurt from crushing injuries. Nobody died. You went back up to the nest and found some interesting pieces of equipment, including a saddle, a potion, I believe, some sort of weird chime, and a shield. You also discovered, as you got up to the temple, the Ember Temple, you managed to get yourselves inside. You discovered a skeleton in a secret room that happened to have a wand. Then you went down over to a pit, noticed that there were some flame skulls in there, and one of you managed to talk to them and convince them to not blow up in your face. If I recall right... Sorry, go ahead.
Said you're welcome.
Yeah. So, correct me if I'm wrong, did one of you scout up past here?
No.
Alright. So, you guys were just deciding what to do. I'm gonna go with you. Your attention is drawn towards the pit for a moment. Like, towards the sound of a laughing skull down below. And you hear a weird pop behind you where Sarah was standing. And as you turn back, you notice that instead of Sarah, there's now a very, most likely confused-looking tiefling standing there.
Did Sarah have anything important or, any of the major items on her?
I'm gonna say that her broom of flying is laying on the ground. She didn't seem to
But
have
she didn't.
else.
I don't think she had any of the prime items like the.
No, she did not.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to have them go poof.
Yeah, but I will roll that her broom of flying fell to the ground when this happened and is now lying there.
Did she pick up any of the shit from the rock nest too? Because
it's not on her inventory if she did.
Okay, then cool. Not a huge concern, but I didn't want her to have I know we didn't get the sun sword, but have something along those lines and be yeah, it's gone now. But no.
No, if that had been the case again, that would have been sitting there on the ground.
Chris, you said as artificer I could make spell scrolls out of from copying from a spell book, right?
You have to be able to. Let's see. As an artificer, I think you still need to be able to be able to use the spell. Slot. Yeah, you have to be able to use the spell.
Ah, okay.
And to have the right materials, the proper paper to make scrolls.
Yeah, so I should go looking for that because there are quite a few good spells on the spellbook I have. So
yeah.
Okay.
So, if you wish to describe yourself, Celine.
Yeah, so there was a very confused, very surprised purple tiefling, about 5'8", with horns that kind of curl inward. Her sort of purplish hair with silver highlights has a bit of a sparkle to them. And she stands wide-eyed in confusion, and with this look of just confused horror on her face as she kind of gets her bearings, gets her bearings, and kind of stumbles a little bit, as this was kind of a violent jolt through what was sort of an evening walk through a misty forest, when she was jolted forward into what's now some sort of a facility temple. with a stonework floor, and just kind of doesn't really reach for a weapon or anything, but just kind of her eyes dart back and forth to each and every one of you, kind of assessing the situation, and she just, bonsoir.
And I would like every one of you to roll me a perception check as well.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to switch to Firefox because it works better.
All right. So, Layla, you're the first one to notice that, like the rest of your companions besides Hermione, There is the mark of a clock face on her hand, on Celine's hand, on her, I believe, left hand, just like the rest of you.
Ah,
We all noticed letters. Just Layla.
Layla would be the first to notice. Then Kale would probably see it from where he's at. The rest of you, Wave, you might notice there's something odd about the back of her hand, but I imagine the rest of you are probably still in surprise mode. That where's Sarah? Why is there suddenly a tiefling standing here?
Yeah.
Noticing another clock on the back of her hand, she's gonna like jump back, startled, and
It looks like a
Nothing's
tattoo,
new.
as if it's been there all along, but your skin doesn't itch as it should. Um, it's just strange.
well, looking around, based on what I sent you for backstory, seeing 2 other tieflings and what looks like a dragonborn.
Yes, you see in front of you, I believe a human, 2 other tieflings, a dragonborn, and am I missing somebody here?
Half orc.
A half orc. There we
Half
go.
elf.
Well-
Half elf and a half orc.
Seeing based on her story, familiar and what she believes to be friendly faces, she kind of relaxes a little bit upon seeing, focusing on the tieflings and the half orc and the dragonborn, kind of cautiously eyeing the human, but she says,
Half
Yeah.
elf, actually.
"Oh, half elf. Okay, so there's no humans here.
Correct. No full blooded humans, just 2 half humans.
Wave was a human.
Well, I couldn't have strayed too far from the veiled forest, seeing as we happen to be. It seems as if we are among friends, perhaps in hiding from the Vascatoria and the Queen's agents. Yes."
We are very far from your home, friends. We're very far from anyone's home.
Wait a minute, you're just gonna talk to this person like they didn't just appear and Sarah disappeared?
People
Kale,
appear here all the time. It's not new.
So she seems very friendly, and she's kind of exuding this aura of. She now seems completely at ease, especially given the fact that she sees 2 other tieflings and a dragonborn, and seems to think that you are that you have a kinship based on whatever her based on her history. She's kind of exuding that and making that known. She very visibly relaxes and seems to be at ease by the presence of other tieflings and dragonborns and half elves, and by the lack of humans. It seems.
Hello. Have you been in this building for a long time?
No, I was walking through the veiled forest. I'm assuming, like the rest of you, on a spiritual journey, and in the process of this mist crept in, and I can only assume that I triggered some sort of an ancient magical device, or fell through the ground, or something. I don't really know what happened, but I assume that we are in a temple beneath the veiled wood. Yes.
No, you're in hell. Well, Barovia, but close enough.
I'm sorry. Where? What is this,
It's
Barovia?
Yeah, I was just gonna be
it's-
Barovia. He's just gonna say it really slow, like
Barovia.
that changes things.
we're basically in the kingdom of a vampire who said that his wife died, and now wants to put us in a play that keeps repeating. If that
So,
makes any sense.
are we currently underground, or
No.
no?
It's always
We're
like
up on the
that.
mountain, basically.
And we are in a temple, though.
On a mount? What? I'm sorry, I am very confused.
No, you tend to be that way for quite a while.
I think it might be easiest to explain. Just pretend like you've been teleported to somewhere far away from where you were, against your will, by an evil vampire who is being controlled by a mist guy.
I know that there were vampire cults in the capital city and South and Bastion's Hold, but I did not know that they had infiltrated this far into the forest. I will have to bring this to the attention of the temple matrons.
You're not in the forest anymore. You're not anywhere near where you think you are.
Oh. Oh my.
For what it's worth, we all seem to kind of pop in here, so I mean, we're trying to figure out how to get out, so you at least have good company.
Well, so none of you are from this area, no?
No.
Nope.
No.
I
He's trying to
couldn't.
pull out a map and say, and kind of hold out like, and where would this place be? I have not heard of it. Neither in my studies at all.
Yeah, have I ever heard of it?
Nope, it does not sound familiar.
Looking at the map and having it be, oh my, this is...
The map is totally alien to you, showing no recognizable features whatsoever.
I'm going to pull out a map of, it says, on the top of it, says Valerian. And there's a southern island chain, sort of a northern Arctic region, two main continents, a very large sort of sliver of a subcontinent in the center, and various other smaller land masses dotted throughout. Again, completely foreign to all of you, and she's very confused by this.
Without waiting for permission, Hermione's going to take the map and start studying it very intently.
Okay, so that is quite forward. Usually we ask for permission when snatching other people's things, but okay, I will allow it.
You better get used to it. They do that all the time.
This map is very strange. If you would, I would like to make a copy of this in my notes. My patron might have heard of this land, and if he is not, well... Hermione looks up, and you see a very draconic smile on her face.
Ooh, are you the Dragonborn?
Hermione is the Dragonborn.
Yay!
Let's say what color Dragonborn you are.
I'm a blue Dragonborn.
Love it.
He has not heard of such a land. Well, there's always more knowledge to be found in the unknown. No?
Indeed. I like the way you think. But while you're making a copy of that, I suppose I should introduce myself. If we are indeed all have all fallen victim to whatever this trickery is, I am Celine Moonshadow. I obviously, if you look at the map, I come from, and she points to the westernmost continent, to sort of a strand of forest that sort of acts as almost like a barrier forest between the northern and southern part of the westernmost continent. And she kind of traces her line through it, and there's some mountains, and sort of by the base of one of the largest mountains with a very distinctive white cap on it, she says, just a few miles west of here, we have a temple deep within the veiled wood, where the servants of Lineria, the Twilight Spinner, serve in her grace and honor. And, I don't know if you have the same gods. I hope that the light of, that the benevolent shadow has found its way over to wherever you come from, perhaps.
I'll make a religion check, but I doubt it. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I doubt it too. But
Ooh, I would say that's probably up to you. So she's basically what I can say is, wow, probably, and I'll defer to the DM, of course, but Lineria is very similar to, it's sort of what she's describing, it sounds like a combination of sort of a balance between Saloon and Shar, like if there was a happy medium there, that's what it sounds like.
There is no happy medium between those two, though.
As you speak of your goddess, you notice a look of distaste cross Hermione's face, like, oh, another fanatic. Lyra, you will feel right at home with this one.
Perhaps I will.
I wouldn't call myself a fanatic, but devout, yes. Faithful, yes. And
faithful, devout, fanatic, they all share the same thing. And Hermione will pass you back your map.
Thank you.
And
Perhaps
she'll stand over here.
Perhaps we can. I can figure out why only the followers of Lineria, Satyr, and Mercediol have not lost their powers, as those who follow is the light of dawn, and all other religions that seem to focus on the sun seeming they have lost their powers. And well, this is why I was venturing deep into the woods to try and basically commune with the goddess and just figure out what in the nine hells is happening.
While you guys are
here we are.
chit-chatting, I'm casting invisibility on Squeak and sending him down the hall.
Alrighty then.
He's just bored.
And who are the rest of you?
I am Wave. No, the name makes more sense when I was still blue, but I'm not. So.
Which one is Waif again? Can you paint?
The half elf.
Okay.
Right there.
Forgive me, I'm gonna for Squeak to be able to see next. I need to move the player thing for a sec.
No problem.
Waif, very nice to meet you.
Same to you. I hope you'll be a nice asset, and not that big of a troublemaker.
Trouble is certainly not one of the tenets of the acolytes of Vidineria. Maybe a little bit of mischief here and there, but nothing too distracting.
All right.
Okay.
So as you guys are chatting, Kale sees the following through Squeak's eyes.
Yeah, he's gonna sort of lean against the wall and look like he kind of spaces out.
Yeah. So the room that you see has walls of glazed amber, a floor of red marble, and rough-hewn shaft in the center of its 10-foot high ceiling. The same shaft that your little buddy went through. You see 3 amber sarcophagi standing in alcoves, and above each sarcophagus, the skulls seem to be the flaming skulls seem to be, well, hanging on top of, kind of like little ornaments for a moment before they dance around and switch places with each other.
Squeak's gonna take a look. Well, Kale through Squeak is gonna take a look at this one.
All right, that is that one over there. That's the western one. Let's see. So, as you come close to it, you get the impression through Squeak that anyone who were to forge a pact with this particular sarcophagus would gain the power of spreading disease, the ability to cast the contagion spell as an action.
Yeah, that's not interesting at all. Okay, next one, south.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound his style.
Yeah. You feel that through this one, you can create lightning. You can cast the lightning bolt spell as an action.
Still not his style. Let's look at that one.
And this final one allows the beneficiary to cast the Raise Dead spell as an action.
Right. And I'm assuming that is a door there?
Yes.
Alright. He's going to recall Squeak back up.
Alright.
He doesn't want to piss off the things, he's just curious. They're obviously guarding something. Oh no, now I can't see it all. Okay, you're moving me to another map, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, to this map.
Squeak lands back on Kale's shoulder and he sort of shakes out of his, daze.
Yeah, so the,
And then
go ahead.
tries to act innocent, like he wasn't doing anything shady.
Yeah, right.
So, Celine, you would notice that the tiefling that's been leaning up against the wall, his familiar seems to be that of a skeletal pseudo-dragon.
So, my name is Illyria Kaza. It is a pleasure to meet you, Celine. This is the half-orc.
Yeah, grumbles and rolls his eyes and mutters something about you guys still playing Kissy Kissy.
Who was the one that just introduced themselves?
This is the half-orc.
Oh. What was their name again?
Illyria Kaza.
Ehliria. It's quite a lovely name. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Sure. A purple tiefling matching your height is going to stick up their hand. My name is Layla Duskwalker.
Layla?
Yep.
A pleasure to meet another tiefling, of course. And she takes your hand and does a little curtsy. Light of Veneria, bless you.
That's actually a bit complicated. I am a tiefling for now. So is Kale, and she's going to point to the blue tiefling.
Ah, bonsoir.
Kale's gonna come up behind Layla and be like, ask her about the tail thing.
Kale, you ask her. Don't ask her. Fuck off. You gonna say hi or what?
The tail thing?
Yeah, like, so the tail thing, like, and he kind of grabs it. He's like, how do you make it do what you want? Like, it just keeps moving.
Well, I think our tails are used for balance. But you can just, and she kind of just wiggles a little bit, and the tail just kind of, it's sort of a combination of moving your hips and focusing on the almost kind of like, focus on your tailbone and just a bit of a wiggle. It should move. But also, you don't want to swing it around too much when you are walking, lest you trip over your feet. But your natural equilibrium should take care of that for you.
Like, look, I really wasn't born with that.
Oh, right. I just focus on your hips, certainly saying side to side. Focus on your tailbone, kind of clench your buttocks together, and sort of there's a little bit of swagger in your step, and you should be able to. Well, I suppose it's hard to verbalize some things that you usually do subconsciously, but
He just makes this face. He just makes this face. He's like, when do I get my regular body back? This is way too complicated.
Perhaps we can find out together, friend.
And perhaps they can kill you again until reincarnate is cast on you. Hermione is just casually writing in her grimoire.
Oh dear.
He's like, we already did that. You enjoyed it too much. We're not doing that again.
We all felt like the bodies we're in because we're no longer what we were.
I shall not enjoy the studies they are conducting.
You and Mordekainen, you were getting off on that.
Show you I was not. I do not.
Hermione, you seemed a little way too into it.
The only thing I am attracted to is a good book and by the fireside. Nothing else, nothing more. But since we are trapped in this hellhole, I have neither. So perhaps we ought to go to find this library. No.
Yeah. Kale's gonna. By the way, down in that hole that we are avoiding, there's some like weird amber sarcophaguses that promise fun things and a door.
That the flame skulls told us not to, disturb. Do you wish to be blown off, dear Kale? By all means. And Hermione will kind of gesture to the
He just kind of shrugs and he's like, well, I mean, I'll get reincarnated again. It could be worse. It could be better. Could be a gnome. Ugh. Anyway, welcome to the club, new tiefling who's actually a tiefling. Hope you don't mind that you might not be a tiefling for very long.
Oh,
Just try not to die and you'll be fine.
Are you all not in your original bodies?
No,
there is an incarnate spell cast on them. Like I said, this is something that we discovered through the process of the scientific method. No.
This is murdering me like 4 times.
You
3,
wanted to
4.
test my hypothesis, and so we are obliged. You cannot be too mad at us, no?
I'd be less mad if you didn't enjoy it.
So every
Trust me,
single one
darling,
of
that
you.
hurt you worse than it hurt me.
He's gonna like, yeah, except for her, and he kind of jerks a finger at Hermione. I'm pretty sure if we kill her, she stays dead. You want to test that hypothesis, Hermione?
Well,
So
How about we
that would
don't
be
murder
quite fun,
anyone?
now, wouldn't it? But perhaps till after we leave this hellhole, I did pay for a library access card with my soul, and I do intend to collect.
So did I hear that correctly?
Sorry, what did you buy for library access part? Which was
You
let's
do
just
not.
not worry about it.
I told you about my patron. He has a great library, and I think access for the cost of one soul is quite good enough. No,
I mean,
think of
I
the knowledge I learned. Think of the spell abilities I currently have.
guess.
Besides, it was vital for my research.
In answer to your question, I was not always a half-orc. I was a drow at one time. And I miss my drowness very much.
And this is the half-orc talking?
Yes,
And what's the half-orc's name again?
Valeria.
Sorry, too many tabs. You said Illyria?
Yes.
Can you type that in the Roll20 chat? I don't want to spell it wrong.
Also, her name on
it's actually,
Discord.
Oh, okay,
yeah, you can
I
actually see
Thank
it
you.
on Discord.
Thank you.
It kind of seems like when that clock, reaches the top again, you reset, or at least if you die, what is it, 4 times, Kale?
Yes.
Right. Or if you mention Chuckles, and someone hears you, so.
Oh, no, let's not tell her about Chuckles.
No, you're
Not
right.
yet.
No,
Not yet. It's too soon.
Don't worry about it. We'll probably have to discuss it at some point, but not here.
Here,
We
but
should be
were
somewhere more private when we discuss that.
Yeah.
Which one is Kale again?
He's the blue tiefling with the pseudo dragon.
Okay.
The one that looks like he just sucked on a lemon. Like perpetually.
Right. I was a wood elf from Hamspring, but it is what it is.
And was that Kale? Who was just talking?
Layla.
Layla. Sorry, it's gonna take me a while to kind of get used to everyone's
Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Layla. And Layla is currently a tiefling, formerly a wood elf.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Feral tieflings, for the record.
We are
somehow.
feral tieflings, yeah.
All right.
I don't know if anyone else is taking notes, but I am also taking notes.
I am terrible at taking notes. I just hope to God I remember shit.
So, GM's noting that you guys seem to be pretty chill about the fact that Sarah's missing.
I think
Kale did question why we were just chatting this person up when Sarah just disappeared, and you guys are just like, "Oh, new friend!"
I think I'm running with the assumption that Strahd got bored and popped her out, which at least that means she's gone. So
Do I still have her head in my bag?
Well, you still have a marble bust that doesn't have anything displayed on it anymore.
Kale looks disappointed and chucks it over his shoulder. Oh, no more fun in that.
This plane is so odd, isn't it? You just grab one of those away and take it away and bring in new people which are not them.
I mean, if we're gonna stand around here, he pulls out the wand that he picked up earlier and holds it out to Hermione. You want to see if this is worth anything? The wand that we picked up on the way in. I think
Hermione, yeah, Hermione will take it and cast Identify as a ritual.
Alright, you hang around there for 10 minutes, Sarah does not return, and you discover that is a wand of secrets.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
I'll hand it back. Like, it appears to be one of those secrets that cared. Nothing of it really important, I guess.
Didn't you have one of these, Wave?
I have one of these, but that way I don't have to make it every time, and I can make something else. Because I can make other stuff.
I think he'll hand it over because I don't know if he knows how to really use shit like that. He'll hand it over to Wave.
Okay. So now
It doesn't destroy things, so he's kind of not interested in it.
I have a permanent wand of secrets now. Nice.
Hey,
3 charges. Boom, we're good. I should swap that out then next time. Yeah.
Alright, so library time?
right.
Right, Celine, we're looking for a tome, is it? So
Strahd's diary, essentially, I think.
A diary? Possibly whoever this Strahd is. Always a good source of primary information.
Really weird. When I switched to Firefox, all of everything is gray. Everybody's tokens are gray except for Squeak and Kale.
Huh.
And
That might be dynamic lighting. If we have, if you don't have the OP dark vision, you get gray light if we don't have light.
Okay,
You know
that's
what I
fine.
mean?
I just was curious, why it was doing it. That's fine. I don't want Grizz to muck with it and break stuff worse. So I'm not gonna complain about it. Just
Yeah.
it's weird. All right, so library. The things said it was to the north. Since Sarah doesn't appear to be reappearing, and we're stuck with this noob, I guess we should move on.
yes, we are all stuck together for now, it seems.
Yes.
You collapse. I hate you.
Alright, so, let's see. Glazed amber covers the walls of this 20-foot wide, 70-foot long arched corridor. The amber doors at both ends of the hall stand open. You find a closed door that is in the middle of the eastern wall. There are 3 arrow slits cut into the wall across from it. Cracks in the black marble floor run the length of the hall.
Do I not have Devil's Sight? I do have Devil's Sight, so I should be able to see further.
What's the visual range? 120?
Yeah.
120. Okay, fixing.
That might be too why my vision looks weird. And it's vision, it's I can see normal in darkness.
Yeah.
So it's super duper dark vision.
Alright. So, in case you can't see it easily on this map, the door and the wall is here, the arrow slits are over here, and I think you can actually even see through them.
Better. Everything's still gray, but I'll live with it.
Oh. I know why. Is that better?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, it's my fault. I fixed it.
That looks like a door you're standing there by there, Layla.
Oh, is it?
I think so. Yeah, there's a door there.
Do we want to try this, or are we going straight to the library? I'm cool with either.
We can keep going north.
Okay, go with me.
Here. Go on top. There you go. Now. So is it like dusty here, or like?
Not as dusty as one might think, but there is some dust on the floor and a bit in the air, yeah.
Our new friend is lagging behind.
Alright. Alira. Okay. The walls and ceilings in the eastern portion of this bare stone room have collapsed. To the west and south are open amber doors. In the center of the room is a 10-foot tall statue of a jackal-headed warrior made of cracked amber. For some reason, they make them they made the token look like it has a bird head instead of a jackal head. I don't understand that. It turns to face you, its fists clenching.
Oh boy.
You make friends, Alira.
Yeah, I always make friends. That's my
Is
job.
everything okay in there?
Better you than me.
Way better than him than us.
Oh God, Kel. Why do you roll so shitty, boy?
Because he doesn't want to go in there.
That's true. That is true. He does not want to go in there.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't, because, I mean, this is specialized imagery for Curse of Strahd. Why in the world do they make it look like a bird head when it's clearly described in the book as having a jackal head?
Because fuck you, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not, at least it's not as bad as all the issues I have with an otherwise enjoyable module, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. That has such issues with the stuff like that.
I've been doing rhyme, and I just make shit up sometimes because I don't like what the book says.
Yeah, that's always appropriate. Oh, I haven't even rolled for the golem yet. I was just showing the picture of.
Right, I think I was there. I moved myself so I could get Squeak off from me, so I could click on him for.
That's fine.
So I think I was there.
Yeah, thankfully,
I'm not trying.
Golems are slow.
Yay.
Oh, good. That means I can run away.
Unfortunately, it still goes before you. Thankfully for you, there is a half-orc in the way.
Exactly.
And the
Yeah, but is that
it
going to become half-orc paste?
Well, she gets to go first, so.
I don't know what this is. But I will
Also, dark vision 300, by the way, for the lighting.
Your dark
300,
vision is 300?
dang.
Alright. Sorry, whenever I know there's somebody
As
with dark
I-
vision, I just automatically put 60 and not think about it. There you go, it's fixed.
Yeah, 300. Yeah, Twilight Clerics are awesome.
Anyway, I will look at this thing and say, I don't know what you are. See if that hurts you.
Sacred Flame. I'm hearing a lot of click, click, click sounds. Sorry. Yeah, that should hurt. So dexterity save. Alright. So you see Sacred Flame just launch itself around this golem as it starts to move forward towards you.
Senator.
Anything else you wish to do?
No, that's it.
All right, Hermione. You don't know. You can't see what's going on, but you can sort of make out Ollara casting a spell.
No.
Suppose they might need a bit of help. Very well, I'll extend myself. And Hermione will walk in, just close enough where she can see what's going on. Well, dear cleric, you seem to be in quite the pickle here. How about I help a bit? Let's see. You know I'm going to be casting Fireball. If I cast it about right here, will that hit everyone or besides the golem?
It'll probably still hit Ollara. Might not hit you. Give me. Let's see.
Well, I'll think considering.
But it won't hit the rest of the party since there's a door between them.
Well, considering that they've been at each other's throats, Hermione really wouldn't cry. Especially since Ollara said see if she'll heal you, so she has no reason to try to keep Ollara alive.
There you go. You can put that where you want.
Right here.
Alright, so that does miss Ollara. Good. That should hit the Amber Golem. Another dexterity saving throw. Ooh, it is not doing well with that. That's not one of the spells that it's immune to either.
I mean, it is a giant honking statue. I wouldn't expect it to be too dexterous.
This is true. It's not. It's got negative to its dex stats.
Works for me.
Anything else you wish to do?
I think that's all she can do. She's just going to piece right back out and walk another 15 feet out. Walk in, cast, and walk out. That's the strategy.
Alright.
And
What would you like the pseudo dragon to do?
He is just gonna chill and wait for Kale to tell him to do something because he got rolled ahead of me.
Alrighty. Layla.
Yeah, I'll move 10 feet to start. 5, 10. Okay, there it is. Let me take one shot with the longbow and see what happens.
Okay.
And I'll take a second.
So you see that the first one just bounced off of it. As does the second.
Huh.
Okay. This is fine. Let me back up into this corner. Alright, that'll be my turn.
Celine.
Oh dear. Well, that is scary. And does it look like it's taken any damage?
Yeah, a little bit. There's some soot that seems to be on it from the fire.
Okay. Seeing this mean-looking statue and seeing everyone not really knowing what it can do and everyone just attacking it, probably keep it simple for now and just kind of swirl her hands together with sort of purple shadow magic and cast Toll the Dead.
Oh, necromancy.
And there should be on my... There is not. Okay.
And it's necrotic damage. Excellent.
So wisdom saving throw. DC 15.
One
Woo!
shy.
Okay. It takes 1d12. So, and then it also, I was trying to add the global modifier in the meantime with, and I'll link it. Plus strikes. So as this kind of subtle bell, this pulse of energy, like kind of hits it. That initial impact turns from sort of this dark purple shadow energy to like a bright silver light, and it just kind of flashes for a second, and it takes an additional 7 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
And she's going to kind of see it still standing and kind of duck back in here, another 15, 20, back into the corner.
All right. Now time for the Amber Golem. Let's see here. Okay, so I don't want to make it do it any good. It's going to jump. And it is going to attempt to slam you, Ollaras.
Oh, goody. Those both miss.
I forgot it had advantage on saving throws, but I don't think that would have helped it either. Wave.
I'm gonna rush up.
Suddenly see the hulking golem lumbering into view.
I'm gonna rush up and I'm gonna. Is it made of a conductible metal?
No, it is made of stone. Oh, wait, no, more. It's made of amber. So
No conductivity. Okay, then I'm just gonna shock and grasp.
it's not just the color, it's actually made from amber.
Yeah, it was to see if I would get advantage, but no. Wait, why is there? Oh yeah, that should not be on there.
What's the
it's-
+3?
Yeah, that shouldn't be. Wait, no. It was.
Oh, you have a
enhanced-
bless.
Yeah, it was enhanced ability. No, wait, it was a potion of boldness which I drank, but I think it's gone by now.
How long? When did you drink it?
When we entered.
How long
Like-
does it last?
10 minutes.
Then it's gone because we
No,
did.
1 minute. So.
Yeah, it's long gone.
Yeah.
Because we had a ritual casting of Identify for one thing. So that did not hit.
Can I bonus action anything? No, I think we're all fine.
So nothing more. Wave.
Nope, that's it.
All right. Kill.
Let's see. Is it an action to do an Arcana check to know if I know what this is?
No, I'll give you a free action. Oh yeah. So you recognize this to be a golem of some kind, a very specialized one, made out of amber. With a 25, you know that it is immune to the following: poison and psychic of any kind, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing weapons that are non-magical or not made with adamantine weapons. It is immune to being charmed, exhausted, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, or poisoned. It cannot speak. It can see up to 120 feet away. It is resistant to magical spells, so which means it gets advantage on its saving throws, which I completely forgot, but I checked the secondaries and I didn't see anything useful. It can't be changed, which means it polymorph.
Yeah,
wouldn't work
polymorph
on
it. Okay.
Yeah. And its fists are magical weapons. You're also aware that it is capable of using some kind of slow effect on gathered up enemies. Something that
How
it
does
might
it have-
use if
Can
people
it,
are
like-
close by.
Specific to me, how does it feel about necrotic damage?
It doesn't feel anything towards necrotic damage. Necrotic damage is fine against it.
Okay, so then I'm going to bonus action Form of Dread. Anyone standing near him would notice that he gets all snarly and weird looking. And he's going to light it up with...
He went all Buffy vampire on you guys.
Yeah, Buffy Vampire. Eldritch Blast, and that does not hit, obviously, because why would I roll
It just
anything
spluttered
but-
out in front of you, and then the 12,
Alright.
the 12 comes whipping, 12 points of damage goes slamming into the golem.
Alright, so he gets an extra d10 for the one that hit, and that one that hit is necrotic.
All right.
So he gets 16 necrotic. And I think that's it, because I think my bonus action, I forget if Squeak is telling Squeak to do something as a bonus action or not. But he can't be poisoned anyway, so Squeak's just going to hang out.
Is Form of Dread a bonus action?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine giving Squeak an order would have been a bonus action, yeah.
So yeah, he's just going to prattle off some of that stuff that you just told me, like what it's resistant to try to help people who might be trying to hit it with things that don't work.
Yeah. This is something that various high-level magic users might construct, although usually not from amber, usually like out of stone, and put in very important palaces.
But it's going to take him a couple turns to say all of that, because he only gets 6 seconds.
Yeah. It's like saying, immune to this is most likely.
But yeah, he might yell at like, Layla, don't use non-magic. Or whatever, as people are doing shit.
Alright. Half-work is up.
Alright. I will cast Spirit Guardians. They're actually effective until its turn.
No, that is hella useful. Is that 15 feet around?
Yeah.
What do your spirits look like?
They're radiant unicorns.
Oh, that's fantastic. So Lane just mutters, oh, that's familiar.
Bunch of beautiful, radiant style unicorns just come floating around Ollaras.
That's incredible. I love everything about that.
Anything else?
That's it.
Alright, Hermione.
All right, my turn again.
Yeah, and you can see the unicorns dancing in front of me.
Oh, Hermione is completely indifferent. She'll take it. Hang on, let me look at her spell.
Like, unicorns are a dime a dozen in Arkenfeld. I'm sure they're not impressive at all.
Well, yeah, that's true. There are some wild unicorns out there.
I was just like, I hunt those.
Elaine is just impressed that she's recognizing another cleric.
Alright, so Hermione will kind of sigh, step back a few feet. So she's out of range, and then she'll go like, it always comes down to this, doesn't it? And she'll cast Eldritch Blast. And since I get 2 shots, I get to roll twice. That's 8 force damage. Imagine the 10 doesn't hit.
Yeah, only the 22 hit.
And that'll be the end of her turn.
Pseudo Dragon.
He's just chilling with Kale, because Kale didn't tell him to do anything, because he knows he's going to be useless.
Layla.
Heeding Kale's advice, she's going to pull the magic blood spear and bonus action cast Zephyr Strike. She's going to run in and make 2 swings.
That's such a good spell.
It's a very good spell. Ooh.
Miss.
No.
And miss.
And then I'm getting the fuck up out of there.
Does the spear have reach on it?
I moved up.
I know, but like, unless the golem has reach too. But you could if it has 10 feet, you can move, poke it and not have to disengage. But you use that Zephyr.
Yeah, Golem doesn't have reach.
But so you don't have to waste Zephyr Strike. If the spear has reach on it, you could stab it from far enough away that it won't provoke opportunity. I don't know if it has reach though.
I'm not sure. I think it's 5 feet, but I can check. I don't think it is. I think it's just a regular 5-foot range.
Hold on, I'm trying to look this up.
Yeah, I'm seeing that you get temporary hit points when you kill something with it, but I'm not seeing with the reach if it has reach.
Okay, blood spear. It doesn't state, but it is a spear. So let me look up spears. It doesn't space anything different. It basically uses the status of a spear, so it's a spear plus other stuff.
Yeah, spear doesn't say it has reach.
So yeah, it pretty much
Well,
just talks about
it has
being-
range. What does range mean?
It means thrown. So I guess you can't that the range of throwing, but you can poke things with it, but you have to be close. So there's no melee range for it. It's 5
Maybe
feet.
I'm thinking pole arms have the reach.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine that's what separates spear from polearm. That you can use a spear with 5 feet, even though it doesn't state that in there. I always use it that way anyway. And then spears can also be thrown.
Yep, I was just seeing if she could cheese it, so she
Yeah.
can't. Sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, wait a second. Because I was on me though. It's like, wait a second. Isn't that like a 10-foot reach? And it's like, well, not according to this. And in fact, according to this looks like it's supposed to be a pure thrown weapon. Like, no one ever uses it like that. Anything else, Layla?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Celine it is.
Okay. Seeing as everyone seemingly has this well in hand, question for the DM: is this hallway technically dim light?
I believe so. Let me double check the reading on that hallway.
I'm going to be asking you that question a lot, so I apologize
No
in
worries.
advance.
It doesn't always say these things, but I imagine that if is anyone, let's say none of the party lacks dark vision anymore, so that's a hard thing to check.
I mean, I don't think Dragonborn have it, but she probably does something to.
Yeah, it's a weird Twilight cleric thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Dragonborn don't have that, but I think Hermione there was an item or some sort of
Hermione
blessing
has,
maybe, or she just like stumbling around in the darkness.
Hermione has Devil Sight.
That's
Oh,
right,
yeah,
she has
yeah,
double
from
sight
Warlock.
being- yeah. Yep, there's no active lights in that room, because I can see where active lights are in certain rooms, and there's definitely no active lights in the corridor.
Okay, perfect. So,
Which means it's dark. It's not just dim light, it's darkness.
oh, perfect. So Hermione and Kale. You see this new tiefling just start to levitate, and 10 feet off the ground, and is now basically as close to the ceiling as she can get. And as she is kind of levitating above your heads, she just her eyes glow sort of white and silvery, and she begins channeling this silvery energy out of her fingertips, and she's going to cast Bless on Waif, Allery, and since she can't see whoever's around the corner, she's going to go with, I guess, to whoever's closest to her, which is
Kale. Kale is right behind her.
Get it off,
Yeah.
get it off now.
and that sort of
That's a 1d4 to attacks, right?
yeah, it's a 1d4 to attack rolls and saving throws, and it's kind of like this cool sort of silvery sparkling energy that kind of just surrounds all of you, and so that's 5, and she just kind of flies backwards 15 feet because now she has a flight speed, and that's the end of her turn. So bless 1d4 to attack rolls and saving throws, and she's flying, and that's it.
Oh, I didn't roll my temporary hit points for my.
Because Twilight Cleric is freaking awesome.
So, now with the Amber Golem, and with 3 of you within 10 feet of it, the Golem lifts up a hand. And from a little hole in its hand, a gas pours out, engulfing Wave, Ollara, and Layla. I need each of you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, add your D4 to the 2 in front.
Yep.
Layla, there was no saving you there. Sorry.
Yeah.
For what are we making the save?
Or slow.
Low.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
so,
Ollara has
okay.
gotten slowed, Layla has gotten slowed,
But you got a D4, extra D4.
and Wave has gotten slowed. So
Oh,
all
DC
three of you
17,
begin to
yikes.
slow down.
So you can only take one attack, and you can either do an action or bonus action, and not both.
It would have taken some damage on its turn, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Spirit
Make your
Guardians.
roll for Spirit Guardians, please.
But does it get a advantage on that?
Oh, yeah, it always has advantage on its saves for its magic resistance. It doesn't really matter. It rolls
Yeah!
poorly without. So it takes 16 points of damage. And it is now Wave's turn.
It doesn't say anything about spells, right? Because I know the spell slew says something about it, but this one doesn't.
If it doesn't say anything in there about spells, you can still take spells.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna cast. It gets advantage on saving throws, though. In that case, let's throw a acid arrow at it. Presume that
Nice.
hits,
Yes, it does.
and that's it.
Kale.
We're gonna just Eldritch Blast it because we're just an Eldritch Blast, bitch. And the second one plus this is necrotic.
Yeah, the second one doesn't hit. The first one hit.
Oh, well, the first one then we'll say is necrotic. It has to
Alright.
hit anyway for me to do that,
Yes.
so.
Alright. Pew, pew. Second one misses.
I really gotta find that sarcophagus and touch it so I can get the +6 to my charisma.
Anything else?
Oh, I'm done. I'm a one-trick pony.
Okay. Ollara, what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon on it. I only have one set. Ooh.
Alright. +3 is 14. And what does your spiritual weapon look like again?
It's that skull.
Alright.
Ooh.
So unicorns and a flying skull.
Yes.
You're describing my aesthetic to a T. I love this.
Alright. Hermione.
All right. Seeing what's happened, Hermione's going to step back. Let's see. 120 feet. She's going to step back.
No.
For slow?
I'm not slowed, am I?
I'm talking about Ollara. Because she just finished her turn.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
Your target
same for me.
can affect. Sorry, yeah, it does say that on there.
10 feet.
I'm good.
All right. So what do you do, Hermione?
Well, first she's going to step back a few more feet, about right here. Then she's going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Alrighty.
We're staying away from the slow.
Same.
All right, that hits.
All right.
All right, and that first attack destroyed it.
Woo!
All right.
Excellent hit.
You suddenly see the golem struck by yet another eldritch blast from behind you guys, behind the majority of you guys, and it crumbles into a bunch of amber dust.
I remember these things being so much tougher. We must have been way lower level when we came here.
Yeah, and also you guys had mostly melee people and weren't doing too well with it.
Let's suck, Hermione.
Yes. Well, you know how it is. Alright, are we ready to move forward? The library awaits.
She's just going to fly in here and land when she gets into this room. And just use her feet again.
We could get back over here.
This marble balcony, 30 feet above the floor, overhangs the northeast corner of the temple. The 2 amber doors leading from this balcony stand open.
Can I just like peek my head through,
Sure.
see if there's anybody in there?
What you see is a bare stone room that consists of a foyer to the west and what looks to be a shrine in the east. 4 candlesticks lie on the dusty floor of the foyer. Inside the shrine, you can see fragments of a shattered obsidian statue. They're scattered in a raised alcove at the eastern end of the chamber. 2 pairs of empty alcoves line the north and south walls of the shrine.
Real quick, just kind of seeing that there's a huge ass statue here. I'm just gonna see whatever I can discern from the temple researcher, and that would be a check at your discretion.
Okay. Give me a history check, perhaps?
That sounds right.
What sort of research are you trying to do? The temple in general? That statue over there? Something else?
I can just trying to get the discerning what I can from the statue, and this seems like maybe a ceremonial sort of main hall, and I know they said library, just whatever insights I can glean from just anything in general, because she's kind of she's still kind of new to everything. She's confused. She's just gonna see what she can discern from the statue. Definitely caught her eye.
Yeah. You look at the statue, and it appears to be lacking a face.
Yeah.
An otherwise very well articulated humanoid, and 40 feet tall, carved out of granite. You stare at it, and something's trying to tickle the back of your mind, but you just can't get it to come forth. There's something else that's distracting you. Something Barovia. Have you heard of this before, perhaps? Maybe someone talking about some place called Barovia in a tavern. Maybe some play that nobody took seriously. Huh. No, it's gone now. Can't really make sense of it.
Well, that's
and of
important.
course, there's that weird voice echoing in your head before you heard a bunch of people around you.
That's important because now I think she definitely has a more sort of serious take on everything and is maybe kind of realizing the gravity of, I mean, based on what everyone said, and that trait kind of really, maybe it's sinking in that she's in some sort of a plane that is disconnected somehow, which is what everybody said, but I think she was kind of in disbelief. So a little bit more serious, she makes her way into the other room with the others.
Approaching the shrine, you said it looks like everything's been broken down. Is there anything that's recognizable?
Well, it's just candlesticks laying across the floor that seem to be recognizable as candlesticks, but beyond that, you can't make heads or tails out of the statue that's been shattered in that alcove over there, and there's no symbols anywhere to indicate anything else going on in this room.
Are we ready to keep moving?
Yeah, if there's nothing interesting here, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, can we try this door?
Sure.
Taking a step back.
Alright. So, you find yourself looking at a narrow room that has an arrow slit in the center of the south wall. Beyond that, it appears to be empty.
Well, there's skull things lying. This doesn't look like a library. Unless it was that door we passed.
Can I go poke my eye through the arrow slit?
Sure. You find yourself looking out behind over the shoulder of the statue. Give me a perception check.
Guidance?
Sure.
Guidance.
Alright. Very
Flash of
nice.
brilliance? Wave? No.
Here, let me get.
Oh
17?
yeah.
Someone
Whatever
must
this place is, it's disturbing, and that statue gives me the willies, the creeps, whatever you want to call it.
You don't see anything more. What would you like to do?
Okay, Chris, did you just narrate something?
Yeah, we didn't hear anything. It was dead silent.
No, I was waiting to see if you guys were going to say anything else, and then I just said you didn't see anything else more with that roll. But,
Okay, well, this room is weird. Can I search it for hidden doors? It's odd that it's just empty.
sure.
Guidance?
Sure.
Should I roll investigation?
Yeah, I was a
Go
bit of
for
a
it.
researcher back in my day. I think I can maybe help you peruse.
Give it help action for advantage.
Yeah, let's take a look at it, Celine. Yeah.
Plus, with the ones, 15.
Man.
So you take several minutes investigating this tiny little room over here and find nothing at all. Just the occasional bit of dust. You chase around a spider or two. No secret doors. You tried everywhere. You tried pushing on the wall. You tried looking for little things that you could pull out. Nothing.
Okay, well, that's, maybe they lied, or maybe we have to go around the other side.
Possibly.
Can anyone detect magic? Perhaps?
Anybody?
Nope.
Well,
Why would I waste my time on spells like that?
I mean, believe me, I hear you.
I can't. Nope. Sarah had that. We divided it, and she got it, and I don't. I'll get it next time, though.
Hmm.
do we want to use that wand of secrets just to see?
Actually,
Yeah, we do have two
let's-
wands of secrets. I would check
we
this
have-
room
we have
too.
one now. Yeah, I'll use the wand of secrets.
All right. You use a charge of the Wand of Secrets.
Yeah.
A secret door is revealed.
Woo!
Yay.
Nice.
A secret door. Oh, I'm gonna go over here.
You discover a staircase that descends to a collapsed hall with a high ceiling and amber-glazed walls. Rubble covers most of the floor, and the pathway seems to lead through the rubble, leading to an open doorway. A deathly stench seems to be rolling in from... Oh, sorry, wrong description. A dusty corridor heads north, then bends to the east, descending a dark staircase. The air is thin but heavy with the stench of death.
Well, this is pleasant. Let's go poke around. I mean,
I gotta make sure the cat doesn't get out. 1 second.
Grizz, I'm gonna head down these steps, but can I keep an eye out for pressure plates or like
Sure.
strings tightened or something?
Give
Sweet,
me
how
an
did you get
investigation
up there
check.
without me?
Give you guidance.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was moving things so that I could actually copy them onto the next map. Because, you guys were all
I'm
spread
like,
out.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and now comes that other description that I was that I was reading out until I realized that it was to X14A, not X14. Okay, so the stairs descend to a collapsed hall with a high ceiling and amber glazed walls. Rubble covers most of the floor, and a path to the rubble leads to an open doorway. A deathly stench comes from inside.
Yeah, everything about me is gray.
I can see something on the map, but I'm seeing if Kale would actually notice it because he's really not like paying attention. So he doesn't. He's not gonna say anything.
Wait, is that Lyra's token? Ah, there's a Lyra's token.
Oh boy.
What's oh boy?
I see things in there, just like the slightest glimpse. Probably undead.
You think?
Yeah.
He's holding like a perfumed handkerchief over his nose.
Where is everyone? Because the map is entirely black for me.
Stop moving, please.
Where-
Yeah, it's black because it's so dark in here, Hermione can't see. So let me fix that. Because you have devil's sight, you said.
Yes.
There we go. Alright. So, what you can see from the doorway. This room has amber glazed walls and a floor of dark green marble. 3 amber sarcophagi stand in alcoves. You can see 2 feral humanoids with ghastly gray skin. They stare at you through the doorway with hungry eyes. But you notice as they actually have 3 eyes. 2 normal eyes and a 3rd lidless eye, blinded by cataracts.
Can I roll Arcana to being familiar with the undead?
Sure.
Could I favorite enemy try to figure out what this is?
I will actually use Eyes of the Grave as well.
You can definitely detect undead beyond. What is your favorite enemy?
If I see them pondering, maybe guidance.
It's just I'm trying to recall information what these are.
Yeah, that's what so your favorite enemy is undead. You can tell that there's some kind of ghast, but they seem to have some sort of unusual feature to them.
Hermione, what do you think that 3rd eye does?
That be another Arcana check, or do you want me to use that?
You can go for it. You've already used your Arcana check. Sorry.
Yeah, so a 9.
Yeah.
Guidance?
They look very strange because no undead that you're aware of have 3 eyes like that.
I am unsure.
Okay, so how are we proceeding?
Hermione will look to Ollira. Well, Miss Unholy Dead, after you.
Look at my spell selection to see what I have against undead here. So as an action, I'll actually cast Aura of Life.
All right.
And I will move. Yeah, my turn. Whatever. Thank you. I'll cast Sacred Flame with that one.
All right. You get a surprise round on that one. All right. Dexterity. Lyra. Alright, so let's see. That's dexterity saving throw. That's a 16. Is that none or half? I can never remember.
It's none, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
Oh my god, Squeak, why can't I touch you?
So you hear lots of hissing coming from inside that room. More than just the two that you can see.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I can't. Squeak is stuck to my token. I can't get him.
Give me 1 second to roll these.
Come on, Squeak, let go.
That's so many. That's so many.
There we go. Gotcha. Got you, little asshole.
Only 7.
Only 7, yeah. You can handle 7, can't we?
I mean, we do have 2 clerics. Start clericing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always talk the talk. I'm gonna unslay these undead. Oh yeah, and then you're like, oh no, undead. What are you gonna do?
If I can get over there on initiative count 1, I can turn undead.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is true.
So, as said, clerics start clericing. Kayla and I will be
Are we
support.
missing somebody on this list?
I don't know.
It's usually Quentin.
I'm on there. Fuckers.
Oh, never mind. I see everybody now.
Oh, Hermione's there.
Yeah, sorry. I do count everybody now. It just took me a moment. Also got a cat sitting on my book.
Yeah, I had to make sure my cat didn't get out. My boyfriend came home with groceries, and
Aw.
the cat was like, "I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna run out of there." I'm like, "No."
So, one of the ghasts comes climbing across the ceiling and streaks down right at Ollara.
Oh, goody. Who's a miss?
And that's a miss. Alright. So the next one also comes climbing across the ceiling. Climbs over the door and right at Ollara. Once again, jumping down And this one attempts to claw her.
So this.
You hear more scrambling across the ceiling, and you can see another one, but they can't quite get out. And the one that you tried to hit scrambles up and runs, but can't quite get out. As does the other one that was over there. You're climbing a bottleneck right here at this door. Alira, what do you do?
Alright, well, since I'm supposed to be starting to clerk, I will actually attempt to turn the undead. Not sure what that is. Where's that?
Okay. And what's the saving throw?
It would be my DC would be 15. Wisdom, I believe, isn't it?
All right. Now, by the way, first off, before you did that, you have to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, what?
You have to roll a Constitution saving throw if you're being within range of their stench. All right.
Well,
And now you're immune for the next 24 hours, so you're good there.
How long does that bless last from
And
last combat?
that's a good question.
Is it still active?
yeah, that is a good question.
I didn't get a chance to do it again. Let me see how long it lasts.
Because if it lasts only a minute, then it's all gone. And that means Alira's poisoned. And this is a new thing about ghasts and ghouls. They've advantage on saving throws against the undead. What did you say the DC was?
15.
And it was a wisdom?
Yeah.
Alright.
That one's like, fuck no.
I'm not scared of you. What are you talking about?
That's at the 18. That's the 2. That's done. This one down here's the 5.
So
This one's
looks
a
like
20,
only
Next one's 4. Let me count this up real quick. Sorry. The only problem with this many turning at once is that trying to remember who's who. Okay, there we go.
hey, that's actually a really good turn undead. That's awesome.
And Alira is poisoned. No, sorry, Alira isn't. Wait, how long did you say it was?
I think Bless is gone.
Yeah, if Bless is gone, then Alira is poisoned.
Yeah, it's duration. Up to 1 minute.
Yeah, it's definitely been longer than that. Because it was several minutes just looking in that one room.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like it's only to the start of your next turn, though, so that's good.
Yeah, end of turn.
All right. So if that's all you have Alira.
That's end of turn.
Okay. Kale, you're up.
Oh, I suppose I hear people crying and moaning
And screaming.
complaining again. Retching as they get barfed on by stuff. So I guess if I see this one here, when I move up, Squeak is on my shoulder. Get up here, you little piece of shit. Yeah. Do I waste a dread form? It's my last dread form. These guys probably are immune to a necrotic. We're gonna just regular old Eldritch Blast them. And I forgot to turn off Bless. I am sorry. Ignore that +4. Or plus
Yeah.
whatever.
And you're just aiming at the one you can see. So yeah, both of those hits. So that's 14, 20. So that one gets hit directly by two Eldritch Blasts as you launch it in.
And I'm gonna tell Squeak to attack if anything that gets close. Like if something gets up in our face, he's going to attack it. He's not gonna move.
Alrighty. Layla.
All right, I'm gonna bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on this guy up here,
Alrighty.
and then I'm gonna take a sharpshooter shot. Oof, and then I'll take my second.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. That one does.
Oh, plus.
And that's deadly.
Okay, cool.
Collapses to the ground.
Yep, and then I'll move 5 feet this way, and that'll be my turn.
Alright, so that gas can't move. It's staying far away from Ollara. Hermione!
Sorry, just picked up my cat.
And I've got a cat ear in my other hand at the moment. Scritch, scritch, scritch. She's no longer sitting on the book, thankfully.
I'm gonna go move up like 15 feet. I don't see very much, do I? Have a 15, so there's... I have to see...
It's hard to see everything at this angle.
Yeah. Here, I can't see.
Because they're backed in through a doorway.
Do I see enough to cast Fireball about right here?
I believe so. You can angle it that way.
Great, we're going to do it. We're going to use my last level 3 slot and cast Fireball
And
right
that would
there.
hit all of them and none of your party.
Alright, let's do it. I will roll for it. She'll make some sort of mutter about doing everything around here.
Alright, so... 26. 26. You guys are going to make faster work of these things than you did of the Amber Golem. 13. 13. 13. And 13. Alrighty then. Wave.
I'm gonna get over here, and I'm spell list. Do I have an AoE spell? This building is made out of stone, right? Right?
What?
This whole thing is made out of stone, right?
The hallway, yeah.
And indoors?
There's no
Nope.
metal. If that's what you're asking.
No. I'm asking, does it look very flammable or not flammable?
No, not flammable.
Okay, in that
Stone,
case,
no metal, no wood.
what's my highest level spell slot? Second, okay. Flame and Sphere. Do we have a token for that?
No, not in this
we
game.
do. We do.
We do?
I mean, yeah. I don't know if it has this AoE zone on it, yeah. I'm gonna put it right there, so everyone who's coming
Oh, I
to
do
the
have
door...
spells in this game. Duh.
You have one.
Flaming sphere.
That's good enough. So that's there, so they're all gonna need to make saving throws or take damage. I could reroll it every time, or I could do it...
Okay, any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet, so that means the damage takes place now as well. That's the reason why the other one's because it was always starting thing taking damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if it's ending thing taking damage, then the damage also gets taken now.
Yeah.
So 4 dexterity rolls. Alright, so the first one takes 11 points of damage and burns up. Second one takes only 5. Wait. 5. Next one takes 5.
Yeah, those that are
And
damaged.
this one takes 5.
Those that are damaged are no longer turned if they took damage.
Yeah. Well, they all took damage, so nobody's turned anymore.
Yeah.
So the turning only really helped the one that keep from advancing on you. Okay. So Pseudo Dragon is just staying there, right?
Yep.
Alright. This guy. This guy moves over here across the ceiling. Celine.
Okay, everyone seems to have this in hand, but seeing all the ghouls and the gas come out at the same time, trying to shamble over each other, she's just merde and going to. Sorry, I had to. Going to just her eyes will turn slightly black, and she will raise her hands up to the ceiling. And a shaft of light is going to, sort of ion cannon style, just kind of shoot down from the ceiling at the bottleneck. And she's going to cast Moonbeam.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so while Kale, we kind of worked out that Kale doesn't have that sort of accent. Kale is probably feeling some weird homesickness right now hearing you talk. Celine, because for some reason, even though your people probably do not speak anywhere near the same, seemingly do not speak the same language because that's their form of kind of Elvish, it sounds so similar and the accent is so similar that. Of course, because of that, I have to do the French accent because they actually went to Kale's homeland another game.
That's awesome.
Alright, so who does the Moonbeam hit?
So it's right now, it's centered on the bottleneck.
Alright.
And so right there in the middle.
And is it a cantrip or no?
It is a spell.
Okay, so I don't need to roll because that one's dead.
Let me double check the wording. Okay, yeah. So whenever, so the first time it hits something, and then anytime a creature enters it for the first time, or starts its turn there, it takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save.
Alrighty.
And once on each of my turns after I cast a spell, I can use an action to just move the beam. It is concentration.
Alrighty.
For you. So the first one has to make a DC 15 con save.
The first one's dead. So
oh, cool, awesome.
As I said, if it's unless it's a cantrip, that thing's dead because even at half, it would still be dead.
Nice. This ma vie, and she's just going to. Is it dim light in here?
Yeah. There's no light in here. Except for now, the moonbeam.
Yeah, she's just gonna
levitate again and a little bit of fire light that's coming off the fire.
Fly down over there. My boyfriend is handing me fun French phrases to say.
Oh. Let's see. So this ghast immediately jumps up and climbs onto the ceiling, scrambling out of the way of the moonbeam. This ghast is not only scrambling outside the moonbeam, but trying to get away from the firebolt as well. Lyra, your turn.
I don't see anybody, so I'll have to move. I can see somebody there now.
So that's a concentration spell up to 1 minute. And the fire, the flaming sphere, is that also a concentration spell up to 1 minute?
Not sure.
Wave,
Flaming Sphere's concentration, yeah.
up to 1 minute.
I think it's 1 minute.
All right. So looking at the map here and looking at the fact that you've got two powerful spells that are concentration, one of which I think both of which can move. Yes.
Yeah.
And also block off that entrance. Yeah, I think at this point I'm going to say you don't really need to roll anymore. Between the two spells just moving in, these climbing ghasts have absolutely no chance of survival. And are just basically killed off by your combined spell efforts, since there is no way out of that room. It is a dead end.
Quite literally now.
Yep. I'm not going to force you guys to roll it for the next couple of minutes just to kill them individually. Those things have no chance of surviving. So, there are now with the ghasts laying across the ground, most of them smoking one way or another, either from the flaming sphere or from the radiance. The rest of you get a good look at the fact that there are 3 sarcophagi in here. I imagine at this point Ollaras also shakes off the effects of her poisoning. I'm also trying to get rid of this tint here. If that doesn't matter anymore. Hello, Lyra. And that's all you see in this room. 3 amber sarcophagi.
Doesn't look like the library either.
Kale's gonna send Squeak in and be like, "These look like the ones that were down in the hole where the skulls were guarding."
So there's one to the north, one to the east, and one to the south.
Well, since everyone's in the way, I'm going to look at them through Squeak.
So Squeak gets close to the one to the north, and has the feeling that this is why those ghasts were acting weird. That why they all had an extra blind eye, and could climb on the ceiling. Apparently, whatever gift's inside allows you to spider walk, but gives you a blind third eye.
Huh.
Doesn't necessarily have to be on the head. As you look around at the corpses, you find several where it's inconveniently on the back, another one where it's on the leg, and one that seems to even have one in its palm.
No, none have it on their butt, because that's where I would have mine if I were.
No, there doesn't appear to be one on the butt, and you can already climb ceilings. You're fine. You don't need that. You've already got it.
No, I don't need that. All right.
So up to the east. You get close to it. And you have a feeling that this spell is already ingrained in all but one of you anyway. That whatever dark gift is this is the gift of reincarnation.
Interesting.
All of you are already blessed or cursed with it at the moment. Except for Hermione. And this last one. This last one has a force of personality oozing up out of it. Charisma. A gift of charisma.
Week's gonna land on that one because why the fuck not?
Alright.
Does it need a roll of any kind?
No.
No.
So, in taking the gift, oops, I'll whisper that to you.
I already know what it does.
You're cool with the rest of the party knowing?
No, they don't need to know.
Alright.
Same one Kitty took.
I was in the kitchen, but so I couldn't respond. But I too would also probably have the tattoo on my butt. I thought that was hilarious.
And it's an eye that doesn't open.
It's a weird eyeball on your butt.
But you get to
That's an
walk on
exchange.
walls.
Yeah, that's an exchange for being able to crawl on the ceiling.
No, Lyra. No, that's my pen.
Tail's going to
I'm trying to write.
recall Squeak and sort of shake off his thing that he uses to look through his eyes, and he's just going to say, "Nasty stuff, those."
What do they do? What is it?
Well, read. Get close enough, and they'll tell you what they do. That's why I was sending Squeak to them, because when I ran into them down in the room, they kind of talk to you in your head.
Oh.
Hmm. Can I just go around not touching anything, hands to the side, but see if that actually happens?
Alright, yeah. The closer you get, you feel the call of the gift to the north, which will let you climb up and down the ceilings. The gift to the east, which will let you reincarnate, which you kind of already have. And the gift to the south,
One of us doesn't, so maybe.
which will yeah, Hermione doesn't, that's true. But I'm talking about Layla in general. And the one to the south, which will boost your charisma.
All right, I'm going to say that out loud as I pass each one so that everyone knows what I'm getting.
That is certainly interesting. Is this a gift or a bargain?
Hale kind of shrugs and he's like, I don't know. The ones in the hole were the same way. They offered power. I think what was it? It was lightning. I can't remember what they were. Oh, disease, lightning, and something else.
Disease, and Ray's dead. The other one was Ray's
Yeah, the
dead.
Ray's dead.
That's good.
Pardon. And she's just gonna make her way in. Sorry. And because she's a sage and a researcher, can she maybe make a check to see if this is like a bargain or if it's more of like a gift?
Roll Arcana, and you get advantage on this check for your background.
Guidance as well.
Sure, we get guidance.
Thank you.
If only it was Jasper in a conflict over whether or not to become a warlock. I was very much tempting her. Alright, so with that, you look at these and go, these are all dark bargains. These aren't really beneficial. And they offer gifts, yes, but not all the gifts are permanent, necessarily. And whatever flaw they leave behind is permanent.
I'm going to relay that, exactly that, but also say this is not a gift as I suspected. I am fairly certain it's a bargain. You can certainly try, but my advice would be to leave dark bargains with a lie.
Probably a good idea.
These are gifts of Satyr, the Dark Brother. He offers gifts, and in reality, it is some form of control or curse.
I don't know.
The Strahd sounds an awful lot like Satyr, a dark deity of chaos, as a deceiver, as a betrayer. I don't know if he actually lives in a volcano, but the children seem to like that aspect of the story.
Strahd lives in a volcano, or
I mean, could we chuck Strahd in a volcano? Would that work? Is there a volcano here?
Where I come from, we call it here the Dark Brother. Murder, betrayal, fire, brimstone, insidious plotting. These are all his realms.
I see.
Oh yeah, the reason why. Oh, thank you for the raid. The reason why the golem is depicted as having a hawk head instead of a jackal head, like it's described in the book up top, is because the one picture they have in the book is the hawk head version, which is the other amber golem that's around the temple somewhere.
Yeah, they probably just didn't do artwork for both in
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah.
Welcome, people. How are you guys doing tonight?
We have a library to find. Are we done pondering the obvious things that we shouldn't be touching?
Did Toast land on one of these? Like, we
Toast?
saw him land on it, right?
Squeak
Sorry,
landed
not
on one
Toast,
of them.
sorry, Squeak.
Who's Toast?
Different Pseudo Dragon, different game, my bad.
That's a great name for a Toast.
We saw Squeak land on one, though, right?
Yeah, you guys did. The one to the south. The charisma one.
Okay. Just making sure. Just wanted to check.
So you guys going back up?
I mean, if we look around, there's like no other entrances hidden.
Yeah, the other room had a door in it, but this one doesn't look like it does.
Okay.
I have a feeling that the door that's in that one is sort of like this door here, where it was the way in, and we just circumvented by going through the hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, there's a lot of rubble laying here on.
Does it look like this might have been a hallway that collapsed?
Yes, it very much looks like this entire area has just been collapsed in over here.
Right, well, unless y'all want to dig through it, maybe find a different way.
Kel, is like and ruin my nails? No, thank you.
Fair enough.
Finally, a woman with some wherewithal. You definitely don't want to ruin your nails in this sort of venture. I mean,
He's just gonna raise an eye. He's gonna raise an eyebrow because like. Alright, anyway, back upstairs. He's like, I'm used to being mistaken for a woman as an elf, but not as
Tieflings are also hot, and he's addicted to be confused with another. And some, it just depends on what day you catch them on.
Seeing you raise an eyebrow, she says, "Oh, right, I am sorry. In the Veiled Woods, everyone is she until stated otherwise. It's sort of a general term where we come from, but I know some customs are different. We revere and respect the goddess and see the feminine in all things, but I'm happy to learn about other cultures."
So
he's gonna shake his head. Yeah. What?
You guys tromp back up the stairs, finding this room empty again, with the crushed statue and the candlesticks everywhere.
So there was that door to the south, I suppose we could check out, but I think those spells were lying.
Yeah, imagine that. Undead's lying.
Right, well, we checking the door to the south then?
Oh boy.
Or backtrack to that hallway over wherever.
Roll me perception checks, everyone.
Oh, I guess I technically get advantage because that squeak helps me on that. I always forget that he does that.
Also, probably while you're walking back, based on that conversation, that would be the perfect excuse for Celine to ask everybody's pronouns in character, and also so Essie can add them to her notes.
I use she, her.
Who are we missing for perception? One person didn't roll.
That's me, Helen.
New person.
Sorry. I was waiting to resolve it once I saw everyone's perception check.
Honestly, Hermione doesn't care
9, sorry.
You call her. She is perfectly fine with anything. Her, she, him, her, they, it.
Well, while you guys are talking, Ollara just happens to look out the door and notices a figure across the way over here on the other landing, making their way over towards the steps. Humanoid is what she can see from that distance. Someone else is here.
Someone else is here.
I'll go stab it. You're good at that.
No, I'm not.
I'll smack it with a mace, yell at it until it's a horrible, evil thing, whatever it is you do.
And Kale said she, her, right?
No, he, him for Kale.
Oh, I got that swap, sorry. And Layla is she, her?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, still learning
Rafe,
voices.
he, him.
Gotcha. Thank you. Sorry, one more time?
For Rafe, he, him.
Gotcha.
Which way did you say the figure was, Allie?
Ollara sees the figure moving down the balcony and heading down the steps towards the huge open area down here.
Should I send Squeak to go check it out? Since he can fly and is slightly subtle.
Yeah, not like a big clunky bird sneaking up, yeah.
So you're saying it's down like here?
They seem to be. Ollara saw them at the very other end of the complex, but they went down into the same level as the statue's bottom.
Alright, so Squeak is gonna attempt to stealth. Don't roll
Alright.
shit, Squeak. God damn it, Squeak. He's gonna like just perch on the edge of the railing here and look down.
So he watches as what appears to be an elven figure. In fact, one that he thinks he's seen before, making his way across the room towards the statue.
Damn it, Chuckles. Not now.
It looks like that elven butler, the one that you suspect is really...
Chuckles. It's Chuckles. Oh, fuck, it's Chuckles.
You just hear that Kale mutter that under his breath. He's like, oh god, Chuckles, not now.
What about Chuckles?
He can't hear you because he's looking through Squeak.
I see.
But he's watching to see what Chuckles is up to. Squeak's just like sitting on the railing, peering down at this guy.
Everyone, the rest of you got Are any of the rest of you guys doing this as you, do you hear this?
I'll move so that whoever it is doesn't see me.
Yeah, get out of the way of the door and kind of
Soy.
try to be quiet.
What is happening?
I don't know.
We don't want to deal with him. He's
Do these doors close or are they stuck open?
You can try to close them if you like.
They may notice the door's closed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm still
Yeah,
still.
Squeak can see that he is actually down below, standing in front of the statue, looking up towards the statue, and it's unlikely he can see up here on the balcony.
What are you stealthing for, Wave?
Clunk,
Oh,
clunk,
let me see.
clunk. He's not stealthy at all.
I'm
Yeah, but we're not
standing
really
still.
moving.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
moving, so I don't
Yeah.
know if that applies.
Yeah, it
I'm-
doesn't apply unless you start moving.
Squeak is just gonna look and listen, assuming he can. Like, peeking his little head over to see what this asshole's up to.
What languages do you speak or understand again?
Oh gosh. Elvish, Draconic, Halfling, Infernal, and Undercommon.
If you start speaking and it's abyssal, Hermione will understand that.
Yeah, but you're not listening.
Give me a
No.
second. I need to check something.
But wouldn't you be able to whisper what he's saying as you hear it?
Celestial, deep speech, and infernal from me.
I don't know. It depends on what Grizz's thing would be, like whether he can like recreate the how well he can would that be like performance, like how well he can recreate what he's hearing?
Alright, so what you start hearing is in Infernal, of all things.
Oh, well, at least I can understand it.
Yeah. So you hear the voice of the Chamberlain calling up towards the statue, saying, "Where is it? Where's the name? I'm terrible with names. One second. There's a specific name here, and it's not where I thought it was. I thought it was somewhere else, and it is moved. Neferon! Neferon, get out here! I need to talk to you! And you hear a voice issuing from somewhere in the statue. It sounds like maybe the head of the statue. Back in Infernal going, "Yes, my lord, I'm coming." And you hear, like, Squeak starts seeing this, after a moment, he hears this sound echoing from inside the statue. There's a squeak down at the bottom, and he sees what looks like a fox-like humanoid coming up from around the side and saying, "Yes, my lord? What is it?" And the elf kind of folds his arms and stares at him for a moment and says, "I think someone's here that's not supposed to be here. Have you been keeping your eyes open? There's something amiss." Well, I haven't seen anybody so far in the temple except for the berserkers and such. But they're always here. They're always hanging out, guarding the western entrance. There are strangers in here that Strahd did not call. It's worrisome. He is interested in them, and I have been unable to find them. Well, I'll definitely be watching for them. I'll be asking my skulls to seeing if they've seen anything. You do that. Don't worry. And the kind of bows his head a bit and says something about for the Chaos Court. And the elf nods. For the Court of Chaos. And he starts to leave. The fox-like person seems to watch the elf go before scrambling back towards the statue. There's another squeak! And the seems to have vanished. What do the rest of you do?
First thing, does the Court of Chaos sound at all familiar?
Yeah, do we recognize any of this? Like, what can I roll to see if I recognize any of
Roll
what
an
I heard?
Arcana check. In
I'm
fact,
gonna
everybody roll it with doubles because there might be one or two of you that have potential of having more knowledge about it than others, and I don't want to reveal that if I don't have to.
With doubles.
One or two of you might have an advantage on rolling it, but I don't want to say who, just in case.
Hermione might because, library. But I don't know.
Essie. Essie, Kale, and Hermione, though not Layla for some reason. Even though Hermione doesn't have a higher rolling than her, Hermione actually gets a little bit of bonus in addition from her library studies, or I should say the DC is slightly lower for her for a reason. Essie, you're not sure where you stumbled upon this information exactly, but there was some mumblings about what was going on in your world by some group, and someone postulated that some weird alliance between demons and devils, outcasts, something maybe close to the Yugoloths, called the Court of Chaos, could have some hand in it, and it's been mostly dismissed, I imagine, because it's like, yeah, that's just a phantom story. No one really believes that such an organization exists. Demons and devils working together, blah blah blah. Kale, you having been well read and spent a long time hanging out in your library and your garden and all that, you sort of remember some weird prophecies here and there, and you have heard the term Court of Chaos before, and something about the Court of Chaos seeks to uplift the Messiah of demons. And something about that, and the fact that that the Court of Chaos may, or fanatics loyal to Court of Chaos may have been responsible for one of the sunderings, the most recent sundering, that led to your country, utilizing those force fields that used to have many generations before you, but your great grandparents or great great grandparents.
Well, I mean, we're still using them. They're the wall to keep all the rabble out.
True, but what they were originally used for. That's where the term Court of Chaos comes from. It's another one of those most people don't know about it. You only know about it because of your position. Hermione, there's a reason you know about the Court of Chaos. Your patron. You were used to being around both demons and devils at the same time, in the form of quasits and imps, because your patron constantly seems to bring them back from various places. And they all talk about the Court of Chaos. That basically, yay, we're not tied down by demons constantly killing each other, or devils constantly trying to one-up each other because we're members of the Court of Chaos, blah, blah, blah. So that is very familiar to you. I mean, technically, you're like a non-demonic. You might even be a member or a junior member of such and don't really know it or not. Of course, the Court of Chaos being as it is, there might be many potential factions here or there.
Hermione has flipped open her notebook and is jotting down frantic notes, mumbling in her breath in abyssal.
Does she say anything interesting?
Or just everything that Grizzle, like a court of chaos. Oh, this reaches afar to reach this land. I really do need to get in contact with my patron. He might be interested in to see that a faction of it is working here. If only, if only. I wonder, is that why he sent me? Best not to speculate on the patron's reasons, Hermione. But she'll kind of tap herself on the forehead and go back to writing.
Kale's gonna drop out a squeak and just stand there with his tail twitching. So, do we wait for this guy to leave? Do we go? I hate to confront any of his minions because bad things happened the last time we did that.
Right.
Things
But
like
Kale gestures and he's like this.
Yeah.
Hermione kind of looks perplexed. Says, did you retain all your equipment when you passed?
And we retained everything but the items that we need,
Hermione will nod.
like this. I held up the symbol of the Ravenkind.
Hermione just kind of gives a thoughtful nod. And flips open to a new page and begins to write down all the pertinent information she knows would know about the Court of Chaos. Or anything about demonic or anything. Just trying to give them a flash. I don't know. Basically, all of her information. She'll hand out the notebook to Kale. Says, "This is all I am aware of this court. If our ways past it might be useful for you to hold on to it. Please do not decipher my notes. You will fail. Of that I am sure."
Nice.
She's probably right. He's smart, but just not motivated.
The secret is she can't write, so it's literally gibberish.
Actually, I can read all writing. No. Have you ever seen Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
So you know that scene where Marco hides his cipher as a book of recipes? It's something like that.
And here I was thinking it was a Vonich manuscript sort of deal, where it's written in your own private writing language that no one else can read.
Yeah, the Voynich manuscript is a forgery. It's not a private language. They've pretty much proven that.
But it's written in a mixture. Like they're written down as recipes, but it's also written in a mixture of Draconic, of Abyssal, and Infernal. With common grammar rules. Probably a headache.
Fun multiple language translation.
Yeah.
They have to go back and figure out the grammar.
Yeah, he wouldn't bother. He's not, like I said, he's not motivated.
Yeah.
Like, I could see, like, Viren trying to figure it out, because Viren has no life, but...
Literally, you have no idea what actually happened to the real Viren.
Who cares? He's dead.
He's making a zombie army somewhere, it's fine.
He's dead to me.
Great. So is the plan to wait it out? Because I have a feeling those skulls are going to tell him everything.
Possibly.
assuming he's going to talk to the skulls? Did he specifically say he was going to?
He mentioned the skulls, didn't he?
I mean, we can go check and see if he's down there, but then what do we do if he is?
Right.
I shall play distraction.
Well, normally I have the ability to work the lights and people not seen. But if you want this from me, you have to let me know in advance so I can prepare it.
I mean, whatever we do, I could use a short rest. I'm out of
Okay.
spell slots and forms of dread.
Let's see.
So do we want to start making our way back down south?
Making my way.
I mean, I could probably bluff my way out of anything at this point.
Okay, let's go south. If we run into him, we fly our asses off. Okay.
I can do that.
All right. Good.
Alright, so it's back through here. Back through here. I'm just going. I'm assuming, Grizz, that there's nothing going to eat me at this point.
Yeah, it'd stop you if there was.
Okay, I'm just gonna go back to the hole and see if, just hang out here, see if Chuckle shows up.
I will be by Kale. Because he is the smart. As far as Hermione is concerned, he is the smartest one in the party. Besides myself.
I feel insulted.
Well, you don't talk enough for her to figure out if you're smart or not.
True. Good point.
You're the smart guy that stays quiet because, you're
Because
smart.
yeah,
You have no
indeed.
charisma, too, so you know to keep your mouth shut because you can't bluff your way out of shit.
I'll have you know I have a +5 deception.
Plus, let's see, what am I at? Deception. 9?
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
Like charisma's not my first set.
Well, just wait until I take glibness as a spell and on the road, and then take a feat to give myself plus like 16 in
That would be scary.
Uh-huh. I'm not going to be able to fail a roll.
That's why I want to play a College of Eloquence Bard.
They're pretty fun.
You already
the one.
you already planning out your next character after Frackwave?
After Frock, it's gonna be
Or is this gonna be one for after Greg dies?
after Crack is gonna be a fighter. So
You're not allowed to steal my charisma rolling on the road. That's the only thing I have going for me.
Yeah, I kind of want to stay away from Bard because I've hawked that for like a year.
Yeah,
So-
between Logan and Jade. Yeah.
To be fair, Logan was a conventional Bard. Jade was like more of like a sub-rogue, if anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I think.
I'm going to say we start a short rest here and see if Chuckle shows up.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
During this short rest, Kale, Hermione's going to look and ask if you're sure if Chuckle shows up that bad things will happen again.
As long as we keep our mouths shut and play stupid. And don't call him Chuckles. Don't pretend you don't even know him.
So who is this Chuckles?
By the way,
again?
that's the picture of the thing that you saw walking out and talking to the elf.
It's a guy in a weird costume. Just
The
pretend
furry.
you don't
Do I know what? Do I
him.
know what that is?
Yeah.
With that
Probably
earlier
not.
Arcana check. Oh,
The
Oh
Baxi.
well.
with the earlier Arcana check, then I would go with it's an Arcana Loth. It's a kind of Yugoloth. They're instead of being chaotic or lawful evil, they are neutral evil
All
in
right.
the spaces between devils and demons.
Hermione's going to pass over a simple, fairly simple cloak over to Kale and say, "You might need this. I have a feeling. Something will happen soon. I pray it is nothing."
Celine, I think, was starting to ask something.
I just asked who Chuckles was.
Ah, okay.
We'll explain that later. Just don't worry about it. The less you know right now, the better.
Just don't call him Chuckles.
Just be quiet.
Oh,
If a roguishly handsome elf man with screaming souls floating around him comes by.
Yeah, if you hear screaming, don't say anything. Just pretend you don't hear it.
Yeah.
well, aside from the screaming, the visit you're describing sounds very attractive and appealing to the eyes, no?
He is carousing.
I do not know this term, but I like it. That is how I aim to be.
That is definitely a good description of him, even in normal circumstances.
I mean, he'd be really hot if it wasn't for the screaming souls of the damned that surround him.
Yes, of course. Well, credit for flair. It takes a lot of gusto, yeah, to enter a home like that.
Like that, I guess.
Yes, I know that when I walk into a room, I want my dress aesthetic to be absolutely fucking terrified.
Ugh. Sorry, starting to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Well, since we are at least stuck with each other for the foreseeable future, I should also let all of you know that, for adventuring companions, I do have the ability to focus on a sort of a bubble, a protective bubble for evening rests.
So basically, Lehman's tiny hut.
Tiny hut.
Yes.
I love tiny hut.
Camping with comfort in the wilderness.
I told
Not quite glamping yet. No
told
more
Trevor if we
Mordecaians.
ever buy a beach house, we're gonna name it Lehman's tiny hut.
That's awesome. Glamping, I like this term as well.
Well, when it comes to glamping, I think of Mordekainen's magnificent mansion.
Yeah.
That's glamping.
Oh yeah, we got to glamp that one time.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can organize your mansion any way you want inside. But if you happen to be an eccentric wizard who likes to float, that's a good way of doing it. But no, if you're getting tired, does that mean we wish to wrap up here with the long rest, with the short rest?
Yeah, I'm assuming that
Yeah.
Chuckles isn't gonna show, but we can
Yeah.
long rest.
Yeah, you guys managed to keep more or less quiet. He didn't notice you. The Arcanoloth didn't notice you. I've been keeping track of that. The
Alright.
Flaming Skulls didn't report to the Arcanoloth that you guys were here. Apparently, they didn't care to do their job. You weren't
So I think this is just telling me that we need to murder a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Become murder hobos.
Yeah, Caleb doesn't usually like to be a murder hobo. He likes to talk to shit, but the last time we tried to talk to shit, it screwed us. So, yeah, we're just gonna stab. He doesn't want to be a halfling
Happens
again.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I'll
So
steal
the last order of business though is to deal with Hermione. Since Smug, you said that this is your last session for Wednesdays.
Yep.
Oh.
I need the slot to run my own games to help with my mental health. So
Yeah,
Go
which is
ahead.
definitely understandable.
Yeah.
As much as I'll miss Hermione, it's like anything that you're doing to help your mental health. That's something you should be doing.
Yeah.
Yep. So said Kale. Hermione would give Kale her cloak of protection.
And
So
I have
she
your
would-
notebook, right?
You have my notebook, yes, but I don't know if she would hand over the arc. Do you use a spellcaster? Because I do have an arcane grimoire, but that's for wizard spells.
Yeah, I
really.
can't do wizard spells.
No, so you're just.
Is there any spells in it?
I mean, like I use it as my spell book, so
Oh,
yeah,
it's that thing, yeah, no.
it's a wizard. It's a wizard thing.
Yeah. Okay, I can't use that.
She would probably keep the grimoire and the gold, unless. Yeah, she'd keep the gold because she doesn't know what's going on. She has a very limited amount of gold. But she'd pass over the cloak, and she did.
Oh, what is that?
Cloak of protection. Keep kills
Yep,
safe.
I just added it to my sheet, and then Hermione's notes.
You want me to roll a series of Arcana checks or intelligence checks to see what else Hermione might know that she would have written down that everyone else can check and read?
You can send Turtle that information after session if you like. Anything you think might apply.
Yeah, you can you can just DM me in Discord, or tell me what your plus to your Arcana is, and we'll just roll it if we want to recall anything.
Grizz is fine. My plus for Arcana is a +6.
All right, so I'll add that as a whenever we're referring to Hermione's notes, we can roll an Arcana check with +6 to see if she wrote anything down about it. Does that sound fair, Grizz?
That sounds fair to me. And now for how Hermione leaves your party. So Hermione has been had said some things about her patron, and I imagine that she's probably thinking heavily on her patron. Does that be correct?
Oh yeah.
And you feel a strange cold sensation come over your body, and the sensation of being yanked. And much like other companions, like 2 other companions now before you, there was the half-orc long ago when you first got here, and, well, when Sarah vanished, Selena appeared there, and now suddenly Hermione's just gone. There was a little blink. As far as she knows, that she feels like she's just been tugged into a different reality. Essentially, back home to her grand library.
She's going to complain to her. The first thing she says to her patron is, "There was no public libraries. There was nothing there. It was a barren wasteland." But I did manage to remember some notes, so I will try to rewrite them down for you.
Oh, yes, dear. Yes, I imagine you will. We have some discussions to do now. Come, let us have a conversation over with some tea or something like that. And that is the last of Hermione when it comes to the party. Thank you all for this session. Hope to see you all again in 2 weeks.
Yep. I'm gonna go to bed.